Good evening, bookies! My name is Hannah, and today we're doing the Grinch book tag. So before we get started on that, I'm going to do a little bit of a book haul for you guys. I bought 4 books today, and if you don't want to watch this book haul, then I'm going to put the timestamp that you can skip to in the description or like right here or something, so you guys don't have to watch that if you don't want to. Something ironic about this book haul though is I let out a Top 10 Tuesdays video, I think it was episode 3, where I listed off top 10 books that I want for Christmas. And I went to the bookstore today and bought 3 of them, I think. So we're just gonna swing right into it. So real quick, again, before we start the book haul, I'm gonna show you the bookmark that I bought today that I loved. I saw the quote and Victor Hugo, I kind of have a weird soft part in my heart for him. This is a bookmark from my bookstore where I obviously bought books. I also bought one of the books from Walmart tonight, so that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird because usually I buy all my books from the bookstore and then Walmart has overpriced books. But it turns out that the book I bought from Walmart is cheaper than what they had at the bookstore, which is unfair. But the bookstore has a bigger collection than Walmart ever can. So the first part, the part that I bought it for, says people do not lack strength, they lack will. And that's obviously Victor Hugo. I don't know why you guys can see this, I'm sorry. Okay. And the back has a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte. Did not even know that. And this says, "The strong man is the one who's able to intercept at will the communication between the senses and the mind." It's not really focusing on it, I'm sorry. Obviously that's Napoleon Bonaparte. I don't buy bookmarks a lot, I barely ever use bookmarks, but like this is one of my favorite colors and I do again like Victor Hugo, so I just picked it up. It was kind of cheap, so I was like, okay, I'll just get it real quick. Alright, so let's get to the books now. So the first book I have is Shadow of the Night by Deborah Harkness. This is the second book to A Discovery of Witches, which I finished reading today. And let me just say, I felt empty. And I didn't know what to do because I was like, I can't read sequels. I suck at reading sequels so much, but I need to go get this book. So now I have this book. It's a lot smaller than the first one, which makes me feel good. But sequels kinda aren't as good as the first book, but like aren't as good as the third book either. So it kinda goes, whew, usually for me. But I had to go pick it up because if I didn't pick it up today, I would never pick it up and then I would never finish this series. And this is my goal. I'm gonna finish this series at some point in my life. How about we say this time next year, I want to finish this whole series. There we go. That gives me enough leg room to kind of stretch out, but also like not enough that I'm like, oh, I have forever. Okay, let's move on. So the next 3 books I had on my top 10 books I want for Christmas this year, and I saw them and I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry. The first one is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. They had this in hardcover for like $27 and I nearly fainted. Like, how can you charge $27 for a hardcover? It wasn't even a big book. It's kind of a thin book. And I almost had to reorganize my whole shopping trip because I was like, I can't leave without this book. And like, I was sitting here doing the math and trying to figure all this out, and then I looked over and this was just sitting on the shelf and I was like, oh look, there's softcover. Thank the Lord. And I went over and grabbed it and it is like $10 cheaper. And I was like, okay, this is bullshit, but I'm gonna get it anyway because I can't afford the hardcover and still get the books that I wanted. So the next book I have is Winter Song by S.J. Jones. This is the one that I was so excited for, that I would like in my top 10 videos, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to read this. It sounds amazing. I haven't even checked out the undercover yet. Let's check that out together, shall we? Oh, it's just gray. It's got a cool font on the edge. Let's see if I can give you guys a better view than that. Song by S.J. Jones. I saw this, and primarily I had gone to the bookstore again for the second book of A Discovery of Witches, and I saw this and I swiped it off the shelf. I was like, I have to take this book home And I was like, when I had to redo all my math, I was like freaking out because I was like, I'm gonna have to not get Winter Song or the second book to, I couldn't get Shadow of the Night, and I was heartbroken. So when I found that soft cover, it literally saved my life. Not literally, but literally. Almost. No. Okay, let's move on. Now, the fourth and final book I have was the one I bought from Walmart. Now, let me just say, in the bookstore it was $22, and in Walmart it was $15. Why, though? So this book is Three Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake. This is again on my other video, and I'm so glad I bought it. I went to Walmart because my older sister wanted to go to the makeup section, and I was like, oh, we can, I guess while you guys are in makeup section, because I don't wear makeup. I went to the book section and I was looking through them and I was like, do I have money for another book? And I hadn't expected to spend more money on another book, but I saw that this one was cheaper, and so I was like, okay, just, screw it. I'm gonna get another book. So I got this other book, and like, I told my sisters, this is exactly what I said. I'm like, there are very few pleasures in life. Let me buy books. Okay, now let's move on to the Grinch book tag. This book tag was originally created by Thoughts on Tomes. I know she just redid it a couple days or weeks ago. I'm not quite sure. I did see her video though. And I decided, hey, I want to check it out. That sounds fun. So I'm going to do this tag. I'm also wearing an appropriate shirt for it that I got. Let's go.
Number 1. Half of the Christmas tree lights are burnt out. Name a book or series or character that started out good and then just went downhill from there.
So the first one that immediately pops into my head is the Mortal Instruments series. Don't hate me, I have a reason. I think it's because while the Mortal Instruments series was coming out, I was trying to read through them as they came out, and slowly I forgot the storyline and the characters, and I kind of just got bored with it. So the story got boring to me, and then I just quit. That is the only reason. I'm going to try to reread that series, I promise, but that's the only answer I can think of right now. Excuse you.
Number 2. Annoying Great Aunt Sally who won't leave you alone. Name a book series that everyone loved but you didn't enjoy.
Immediately, the first one that comes up is Falling Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. I couldn't stand the first book. I worked my way all the way through it. I tried so hard to fall in love with it, but it was just not working. It was not working for me at all. And by the time I finished it, I just thought, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And so that is the one book I can think of that literally everybody loved except for me. I don't like it, and I'm sorry.
Number 3. Your pets keep on knocking down the Christmas decorations. Name a character that kept on messing it up for everyone else. This can't be a villain.
Let me get this out there before I say this so no one rips off my head. I love this book. I love it. I haven't read the second or the third or the fourth or how long it goes, but I love this book to death. That is Claire from Outlander. The only reason I say this is because during most of the book she was very headstrong and she didn't want to listen to everybody, and she was just stubborn and stubborn. And she got in a lot of trouble, and she got in a lot of situations where she shouldn't have been in those situations if she just listened. But slowly as the book went on, she kind of got smarter about it, so that is the only reason that she is my number 3 pick. Let's move on.
Number 4. You hear your parents putting out the presents and learn that Santa isn't real. Name a book that was spoiled for you.
I'm just going to do this as a whole series because I read the first book of the series, learned what happened in the third book, and just quit. I wasn't going to read it anymore after that. I own all of them, but I'm not going to read them. Maybe. I don't know. I've tried the second one a few times. That book is Allegiant. I was spoiled for Allegiant. I know what happens at the end, and I don't know. Like, what's the point of reading if you know what's going to happen at the end? So I just stopped reading it, and that's it. That's all I have to say about that. Mark your spoilers, people.
Number 5. It's freezing outside. Name a book character you couldn't connect with.
That book character is Harper Price from Rebel Belle. I started reading this book. It's still on my TBR shelf right there. She and me would never have been friends. She and I would have never been friends. Her whole character put me off. And I was like, I don't even want to read this book. I am going to try again one day, but like, younger high school Hannah hated her. and I just couldn't do it. She just was not my, like, no. Okay, let's just move on.
Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is playing and it's giving you anti-romantic feelings. Name a book couple that you couldn't stand.
So I'm going to have to go back to the classic shipping days that everybody knows and remembers with clarity. And that is the Twilight series. I was the Team Jacob kind of girl. I hadn't read the books, loved the movies. Nah, didn't like the movies. Yes, I liked the books. And I loved the books, but I always thought up until book 3, up until book 4, I'm sorry, this is a mess. I preferred her with Jacob. I wanted Bella to be with Jacob just because he treated her better, and everyone's got their own reasons. That's the only reason. And now I can stand her with Edward, but I was always the Team Jacob kind of girl.
Number 7. That scratchy homemade wool sweater you got for Christmas years ago but don't have the heart to get rid of. Show us some books that have been sitting on your shelves for a while now that you aren't motivated to read but don't have the heart to get rid of.
So I have Uglies by Scott Westerfeld that I'm never going to read. I got this super cheap at the DI and I'm probably never going to read it, but I'm probably also never going to get rid of it. The next is the Vampire Academy series. This is closer to the point where I'm going to probably one day hopefully read it, but won't probably be any day soon, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know. Also the Bloodline series, which I can't find. Oh. I don't know where I put them, but I don't think I got rid of them. What the hell? Where are those books? Of course I'm going to be blind and then I'm going to move on to the next question and be like, there they are. Are they? No. Oh, they're right here. They're right behind me. I'm probably never going to read these. Not because I don't have the motivation to, just currently I never had the idea to. Never even wanted to, but I got them from my stepmom and I haven't gotten rid of them yet.
Number 8. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Name a character death you're still mad about. This can be movies or TV or books.
So I'm going to go with a video game instead of a movie or TV show or a book. And that is Elizabeth Comstock from the BioShock series. She's in BioShock Infinite and then she's in BioShock Burial at Sea. And she deserved better. She deserved better. After everything she's gone through, Elizabeth Comstock deserved better than the way that she died.
Number 9. The malls are overcrowded with holiday shoppers. Name a series that went on too long or just has too many books in it.
The first one I think of is the Heroes of Olympus series. I haven't read them yet because it is a long series. Is it even done? I don't even know if he's done with that series yet. I want to say Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin is also a very long book series that I own the first one, but I know it's a very big book series and that makes me kind of nervous about reading it. That's why I haven't read it yet.
Number 10. The Grinch. Name a main character that you hate.
Cleo from the Fallen Kingdom series. I hated her. Okay, so that is it for the Grinch book tag. I will put Thoughts on Tom's original link down in the description below, along with the 2 timestamps I'm going to give you. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I am so bad today. I will see you guys in the next one. Rock on. Hey guys, I'm Hannah at Heckyeahbooks, and today me and my sister, who you are going to meet in just a few seconds, we are doing the siblings tag. So she is sitting behind the camera.